Okay, I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another weekend KPC live with David. It is January 20th, 1:25 a.m. in Seoul, South Korea at the moment. Let me know that you're watching in chat so that I can greet you guys. Let me know where y'all are watching from and what time it is over there. Would really appreciate that. And before you go on, please leave a like and subscribe. Yeah, and apologies for a little bit of being late because my camera was not working again. It is what it is. I don't know why. It's malfunctioning a lot nowadays, but here we are. Yes, what's important is we are now live. Hello, Mocha and Your Majesty. Yum, yum, yum. From Malaysia. There he is. Yes, here I am. And 10:26 a.m. in Alabama. Carol, welcome. San Diego, 8:26. Connie from HK, Hong Kong. Travis, what's up, bro? Liz, Toronto, 11:26. And loving your show from Vegas. Thank you, Latrice. From South Africa, 6:26. Germany, 5:27 p.m. Los Angeles, Michelle, hi. Katina, hello from the U.S. Larissa, hi from the U.S. without TikTok. Okay, let's talk about that in a few moments. And watching from Norway, okay. And Sianya, watching from the UK at 4:30 p.m. 4:27 in Ireland, Cian. Indiana, okay. London, San Francisco, okay. Hello, everybody, and our favorite person from Fort Worth, Ryan as well, Slav as well, Illinois. Okay, hello, everybody. I see a lot of regulars. I see some new faces as well. So before we go on, as I said, please smash that like button. And it's gonna be a chill live today, as usual, for the weekends. So yeah, you can ask any kind of questions. No questions are off limits. I'm just gonna be free talking for, a couple hours. As you might know, I'm the pro yapper, so that's an easy task for me. You saw the good food on my Instagram. Yes, I posted a lot of good food for the past 2 days on Instagram. So let me share a little bit of my stories that I posted on Instagram during this live as well. I got a DM from Kathy saying like, is that actually you having fun or something like that? And she was like, yeah, go get it. So yes, I have been having fun. And yeah, I'm a big introvert and I'm a workaholic introvert, which is the worst combination ever, but every once in a while I do like to get myself some dopamine rush and fun as well. So yeah, the past 2 nights were pretty crazy, and let's talk about that. What food did I order? I'll get onto that in a while. Look like you enjoyed yourself this weekend. Yes. What is your comfort food, I guess. Well, yeah, so over the weekend, the occasion was, how did it all start? I don't know how it, oh, okay, so my producer friend, he's a hyung of mine, and he suddenly just texted me out of the blue, and he was like, I'm gonna make a show for BBC. It's like a collaborative show between BBC and NBC. He's a producer of NBC, and he was asking if there's like a nice MC figure that could, bridge the cultural gap, is good at English, has like a celebrity background, was pretty well known, and would be like well educated in Korean culture and entertainment and whatever. So he's like, could you give me some recommendations? And he wanted to ask me like about some insight regarding the program in general. So I was like, yeah, let's talk over a dinner or something. And then that hyung of mine is a part of a big group we used to have in the old days when I was in college. Like, it was a group of 5 people that regularly, just hung out and went to my house in Busan every summer, and my mom used to treat them with like bomb them with like food after food after food. So that's what they remember me for. Like my mom and my grandma always being so hospitable whenever they came over to our house, and like they remember so much food that they couldn't even like digest it all. But anyways, yeah, that's how it was made. I was like, yeah, like if we're gonna hang out, it's been a long time. Let's just make a whole reunion, and that's how we gathered all the folks. Like there are two other Hyungs. Like one is Jin over there. I see him all the time, but he was part of the group, and it's pretty amazing that I'm working with one of my like closest friends from 2011, and it's 2025, and we started a business together, and like we're working very intimately. Yeah, so it's just very pretty interesting how things work in life, right? So yeah, like the five of us just gathered all together, and we went to my school, our school, which is CAU. It's one of the good universities in Seoul, in Korea, and it's like in a pretty isolated region. So if you ever come to Seoul, you'll definitely not have the chance to go to this area. It's called Hukseok. Hukseok. It's on line 9. It doesn't even have the express train stop over there. You have to take the general train. So nobody really goes to that area if you don't have the purpose of actually visiting the university itself. It's like a campus town, right? So I went there, and it was like I went there in 10 years technically, because I graduated in like 2016. So I guess like 9, but like I just like to round up because it seems more dramatic, right? So I visited there in 10 years, and the nostalgia just hit me. It was just so I almost like teared up walking down those streets. And the unique thing about this place is, I said it's isolated, right? The reason it's isolated is like there's a big road, and you have to like go inside, almost even like you could call it even an alleyway, and then like a huge plain of the university campus where like the businesses in front of it just open up, and there's like a huge hospital over there. So everything just, I mean, there were new stores and all, but everything just looked the same. And the unique thing about this area is that there are no traffic lights. Believe it or not, in Seoul, there's an area with no traffic lights, but it's like a whole rotary, and there's like five roads it's an interchange, and there are no traffic lights. It's just like rural Korea, and yeah, it was a pretty interesting scene. We went to all like the nostalgic restaurants we used to go to, the pubs we used to hang out, and we got super drunk, and we did like ilcha, like pork, and then icha, like just a pub, and got some like anju and all that, soju, mekju, all that. And then Jin just suggested like a campus tour, so we were like, okay, let's go for it. So it was freezing cold, but we did it anyways, because like when men are drunk, they're stupid, right? And then there was no other reason. Oh, so actually though, I was the person that ignited that whole campus trip, because I was like, I'm a huge foodie, and I'm a pig, right? So I was like, everybody was so full of all that anju and pork, but I was like, we need to get McDonald's. We need to get that McFlurry right now. Like, I need that. And I pushed it so hard that everyone was like, okay, fine. So there was a McDonald's in our school. It's still operating over there, and it used to be 24/7. However, I think the policies changed, and when we visited, it was not operating at that time, because it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. So I was super sad. And then because we entered the campus anyways, we were like, okay, let's take a whole tour. So we went up to our department, or our like whole like the theater hall and student council and all these buildings. We went all into those buildings, and the dormitory and all that, and shared our stories about like our first loves and our first date on campus and what happened here and that. So it was like really, really fun. It was like a physical trip down memory lane. So I recommend you guys doing that too. I mean, it might be your high school or like university. I mean, I guess as an adult, if you're like wandering around in high school, that would be creepy. But like if it's empty for the weekend or something like that, like just go back to your hometown or your like school and just walk around the perimeter and just feel like how it was like yeah in the old days. So it was like a very very nice trip. And then even after that, I guess like the nostalgia just really hit us and we all got sentimental. So we were not intending to drink until that time. Like we were all like busy people. We're all in our 30s right now. We're all working. Someone even has a wife and a house to return to, a home to return to. So I thought everybody was just gonna go home at like 11, but it went on until like 2 a.m. We did the whole campus tour until like 4. We took a little selfie in front of our student council room, and then afterwards I thought it was like really it, but then it extended because men always have to get kukbap, which is the Korean soul food, after drinking. So we went to a kukbap place at like 5 and started talking again, and we talked about like our vulnerabilities, like my insecurities. One of our friends that joined later, he was he tried to become like a government official, but like those tests are extremely hard, so he tried multiple times, but he failed. So like he was talking about that. It got pretty emotional, so we were just like supporting each other, like the brotherhood, the fam. So it was like a pretty healing kind of occasion, and it was really good. And we ended up drinking until 5:30 a.m. and we got on the first subway. I mean that was a bad choice because I should have just taken the cab because I was exhausted that day. But I just took the subway, the first train at 5:30, and went all the way home. And I was almost like I was a zombie walking back home in that cold. But yeah, it was a very very fun boys' night out, and I really felt re-energized. I energized at that point because I'm not a person that you normally like hangs out that much or is any like does any extrovert activities, but those kind of gatherings are the best. Like your good old friends talking about your good old stuff. Just escaping reality. Like we're all talking about rent prices, like our jobs, our salaries, Bitcoin, stocks, what kind of car we're gonna get, like national pension, our baby plans, marriage, blah blah blah. I guess that is part of life, but like if you just talk about that 24/7 every single time when you meet your friends, which is pretty much the case nowadays, if you meet like if I meet my own friends, because we don't meet that often. But because the location, the venue itself was like a common memory for us, like the dialogue, the what do you call it, the density and the depth of the dialogue was just very different, and we went back into our days, and it was just so energizing. So yeah, it was a pleasant experience. So I kind of got like spiritually uplifted that day. And yeah, before I continue my story, Hilda, thank you for the $2 super chat, pizza, and the Bard, thank you for the 269 kronas. Thank you so much. And I assure you, I am working on the plane. I've been saying this for so long, but yes, I assure you, I'm working on everything. 이현기님, Ethan, 첫 차, yes, the first train. 제가 8월에 성균관 대학원에 다닐 거예요. Wow, congratulations. You're going to a great school. 성균관 is one of the best schools in Korea. It's owned by Samsung, and it has heritage and history, and it's in a nice area, which is Haehwa, which you can enjoy a lot of theater and plays over there. It's like the street of culture. So yeah, wish you the best and wonderful experience studying in 성균관. Okay, yeah, so that's sweet, right? I think McDonald's in Korea and Japan must be much more less grease. I don't know about that. The thing I like about McDonald's is, like, going back to the question, what's your comfort food? Ironically, I think it could be McDonald's. Like, in Korea, no, it's not my comfort food, but when I'm traveling And sometimes the local foods, like I'm a picky eater to be honest. Like I'm not like Danny that can eat anything off the street. So when I really am reluctant towards like the local food, no disrespect, it's just like, I'm not used to it. I'm not used to the flavor and all. Spring back to a comfort zone, and that's usually McDonald's, because McDonald's basically guarantees you the unified, like the same taste everywhere else in the world. Like, you'll get the same old Big Mac, you'll get the cheeseburger, you'll get the chicken burger and all that kind of stuff. So I think McDonald's is like a nice comfort zone for me. And speaking of McDonald's, a lot of people were joking, like all the TikTokers now need to apply for McDonald's because they need to get real jobs. But let's go on into that a little while later. Yeah, sounds like it can be an indie film. It was like, for that night, it was really, really just like that. Yeah, I'm glad you have fun. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Economics, yeah, that's all we talk about nowadays. Boys gonna be boys. And the economy really just like this. That's our only subject we can actually talk about. How cold is it now in Korea? So it's been cold for a while, but it's weakened out a little bit, so it's not that cold. But I just have this on because like my studio is like freaking cold. Yeah. Even pets are picky. Hello, Navneet. Welcome. Please smash that like button, everybody. Would you like to visit the McDonald's dinner? They serve other food. What do you mean by that? I mean, if there's anything different in McDonald's, I'd like to try all of it, right? So I'm a big foodie. So if I go to any other country and they have like a new fast food chain over there that I haven't tried, or a new menu in McDonald's, I always try it out. Yeah. So if you come to Korea, you should try the bulgogi burger, definitely, and then this Shanghai spice chicken burger, which is like my favorite. And there are some like localized options, so definitely that's one part of the fun. And like, just I mean, some people point out, like, why do you even go to like a franchise, American franchise, if you are traveling to another country? I feel like, because these global conglomerates are so widespread, sometimes they're not even owned by the mother company. They're like, the franchise is lent and bought by like a local company, and it's localized. So I think that's the fun of it, because if you go to a McDonald's in Korea and compare it to a McDonald's in America, you will find a drastic difference in the interior, in like the service, or how you order the meals, the compositions, and all that kind of stuff, the prices. So that's like a very fun factor for me. Like, there's even a thing called the Big Mac indicator. It means like you can ballpark estimate the country's living cost by the price of the Big Mac. And from my knowledge, the Big Mac is the most expensive in Switzerland. And like Korea is kind of like in the middle and stuff like that. And Dubai is like one of the most expensive Big Macs and all that. So that kind of stuff is all just very interesting for me. On top of like me seeking my comfort food with my Big Mac and all that, right? So yeah, I just like McDonald's and hamburgers in general, but this applies to Burger King and everything else. Yeah, I would say like the more, what do you call it? Like the Five Guys, In-N-Out. In-N-Out's not localized because it's not even in Korea. There was only one pop-up and it disappeared. But Five Guys and Shake Shack, it's pretty much the same from America. But yeah, the TikTok ban has actually brought Americans and Chinese people closer together. Yeah, I saw that because of the Red Note thing, the Xiaohongshu, right? Everybody's like migrating towards there. I have my own opinions about that, but let me just save that for a while. Hello from New York City. Welcome, Nima. Have you been to Scandinavia yet? Not yet, but I intend to go in May. I think it's May. Yeah. Or April. When I get around with my friends, we're usually having politics, ethics, and familial conversations. Also, a lot of perfect world problem-solving debates. I mean, it's pretty much the same for me. We go into a lot of politics nowadays. We don't go into ethics, though. Yeah. Walking into fast food talk. What are we eating today, David? Yes, I was very tempted to actually order something, but I got a full schedule tomorrow, which doesn't really translate into a reason on why I shouldn't order anything. But you know, as my New Year's resolution, I was like, let's not eat anything past midnight. So you made me open my Coupang Eats app. Oh my gosh, it's on you. It's your fault. I hope when you visit Northern Europe, the food you will fit your taste. The problem is, I met a friend yesterday. So moving on to the next story, like, okay, before moving on to that, so one of the friends I met yesterday, we're talking about a different occasion than the school hangout. So I did another hangout yesterday, which is a rare occasion. Like, I never consecutively spend nights after nights. So I stayed up until 5 a.m. yesterday night as well. So 2 days in a row, I went home at 6 a.m. and 5 a.m. respectively, and that's probably why my voice is a little, you know, crackly, or like, you know, a little dry. So KFC in Korea is so much better than in the US. That is a fact, and you will get gloves as well. But yeah, speaking of like Scandinavia, my friend, we were talking about traveling a lot yesterday, and my friend said like Scandinavia is one of the most expensive places in the world in regards of food. So you're probably gonna struggle if you're, you know, eating out or something like that. So what he did when he was in Scandinavia or anywhere else in the world that has like a high living cost or food cost or dining cost is I don't know if this is true or not, and I don't know the reasoning behind this. But he basically claimed that if you find a kebab place, you know kebab, right? The Turkish food. Anywhere in the world, kebab will be pretty affordable compared to its relative, you know, living cost in that country. So if you're feeling like you're gonna starve and you want some affordable food, always seek for kebab, and it's gonna be nutritious. It's going to be filling, and you know, it has a lot of calories, so it's gonna help you keep on going. So I don't know why, I don't know the reason, but that he's like a globe trotter, so he knows his stuff. He's been to all these kind of places, and that's what he recommended. So I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout for that when I go to like the Scandinavian countries. Yeah, you missed the Korean KFC. Oh, now I want KFC. Oh my gosh. Kebab, yes. Is that what I'm saying? Yes. Am I pronouncing it wrong again? Is it kebab or kebab or kebab? I'm pretty sure it's kebab because in Korean we just say kebab. Yeah. It's true, I'm from Denmark and the kebab is not expensive here. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why. What is the reasoning? Because like it's meat after all too, right? It's like a gigantic slice of meat and they slice it off for you. And yeah, what pizza and kebab is cheap in Scandinavia. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah. Oh, let me get some water because my voice is cracking up. The second one? What's the second one? Oh, the second last one was the right pronunciation. I'm pronouncing it as kebab. Kebab, like you put the intonation at the end. Kebab, like that. Okay, kebab. Whatever. Kebab or whatever. You just listen to my pronunciation and understand. Yeah, less emphasis on the K. Okay. Finally catching a live stream. Now I'm hungry. Yes, you ought to be hungry when you're watching a KPC live stream. In Germany, it's the Donner place, the cheapest. What's the Donner place? Yes, I finally got it right. Don't laugh at me. Don't choke. But it might be expensive, but it is real food. In America, it's so expensive and mostly poison. Whoa, synthetic and uneatable junk. Whoa, okay. That's very dramatic. Kebab has 1 million calories, but it is so delicious. I know, right? So in Itaewon, right in front of the Itaewon Crossway, which is like in front of the Hamilton Hotel, and when you want to go home, everybody just gets a cab over there, and It's the entrance to the club alleys and all of that. Right in front of that crossway, there's like a gigantic kebab place, and it's like I think it's open 24/7, and everybody's just eating there at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., super drunk and wasted and all that. If you go, that's for Itaewon. That's the Itaewon version of like the drunk food. If you go to Hongdae, there's a place called Monster Pizza, and that's like right in the middle of all the club alleys and all that, and it's open until like I don't know morning. So it's pretty crazy. Like people would club until 4 a.m. and they suddenly feel the crave for food, and then they see a monster pizza in front of them and they get like a gigantic slice. And I would say like monster pizza is like the closest pizza I've tasted to in comparison to the New York style pizza. It's like this big on a metallic plate, and it's just only like either cheese or pepperoni. You got only two options. There's a lot of parmesan and those red chili flakes or whatever, and it's like gigantic. So, yeah. Everybody who's visited Hongdae and who's clubbed before, if you don't know Monster Pizza, then you're a novice. Tacos too. Tacos are great, but like the thing is, in Korea, tacos are super overpriced. I mean, super. Like, I can never afford tacos in Korea. Yeah, I mean, I can afford it technically, but I wouldn't go out of my way to eat tacos as a daily or, a go-to food because of the price. Yep, kebab in the UK is what you eat after a night out clubbing or drinking. Well, I don't know how it got positioned like that. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? It's a pretty heavy food, right? Yeah, hello, Kepi. Toppings and hoodies, hello. So, what are we eating today? You guys are the devil. Don't whisper in my ear. You're like, eat. He said you should be hungry watching KPC. Yes, I now crave pickles on my pizza. So, I noticed this. You guys don't eat pickles with your pizza, right? That's a Korean thing, right? And then there's fried chicken and radishes, like pickled radishes. Yeah. Hello, RB. David just read Thanos guy interview. Is he still being hated upon? It seems the guy is still in depression while talking about his band. Yeah, I saw that too. I mean, I'm gonna cover that on the Tuesday live stream, so let me save that a little bit. But I feel bad for TOP because like he was one of my faves in Big Bang back then. And yesterday, okay, going on to the story. So yesterday was a crazy night out. So. Let me actually remember the Thanos point. So I'm gonna write it down on this Thanos. Yeah. So yesterday night was crazy too, because how it occurred was you remember our Piroso hoodies, right? Like you notice in the back they're all empty. I'm not displaying right now because they're at the factory, and the factory printing person is like measuring all the exact logo positions and the size, and we're printing more than 50 hoodies, so yay, hooray, success on the pre-order. But anyways, you remember for the hoodies there were two models that we used, and one of them is my friend. She's like a makeup artist, amazing makeup artist, does like a lot of artist makeup from she recently was on the Minzi tour in Malaysia for 21. So she's used by a lot of celebrities and all that. And she was one of our models. And another guy his name is Chan. So if you search him up on Instagram, he has like 300k plus followers on Instagram, and he's like a Korean teacher. He's like a good-looking Korean guy, and he's like 5 years younger than me. And I felt like he had a nice vibe. We just connected in like a gig together at DDP, like going on the rooftop of the DDP. That's the first place I met him, but then we became like friends afterwards. We followed each other on Instagram. I don't know how the world would work without Instagram nowadays, but yeah, we connected afterwards, and I thought he had like a nice mask, so I was like, do you want to be a model? So he was like, yeah, it's gonna be a nice experience. That's how we got all together. And yesterday's occasion was like celebrating the success of the hoodie sales, and me personally thanking them for like showing up, despite not giving them nice pay. I do think we gave them nice pay, and I paid for like the first meal yesterday too. And then one of our other friends, I told you about like the traveling and stuff. He was another a friend of ours from college that is just currently just resting from his job because he kind of got burnt out of it, and he just wanted some fun. So he hopped on to the Piroso team for like this short-term project. So he invested a lot of energy and effort into making the hoodie. So the three of them and me, we all gathered together in Hannam-dong, and then we went having like seafood. We had some clams, oysters, all that kind of stuff, Korean style with soju, somek, and all that. And then we went out for the second round to, where did we go? I don't remember. Oh, we went to like this really local place that gives like makgeolli and chon, like fried pancakes, and some like really nice gochujang jjigae, and that was nice. So we got super drunk, and then we went out to the bowling place. There's like a bowling place, and I don't know how bowling places are in other countries, but nowadays the trend for bowling centers in Korea is that it's like a club over there. It's like very dark. They have like psyche lights on. It's very high-end interior, like a high-end lounge, like a airport lounge, and they sell like pizza, chicken, and you can drink like highballs, cocktails, beer, whiskey, all of those kinds over there, and it's super clean. So I mean, I've been to one of these places like every other 2 years, but like I never really go regularly because I don't have friends. But yesterday everyone was like having super much fun. We were talking about like the metaverse and Matrix. This might be a simulation and all that, and like all this Elon Musk talk and what do you want to do in the future, all like very idealistic talk. So it was very fun. As I told you, I don't know why we engaged into that talk, but nobody was actually talking about like our hardships in life and all that. So it was very fun, and then we all just naturally went to the bowling place. And the reason I was talking about Thanos was I got super excited when I was doing the bowling because, okay, I will tell you one of my biggest weaknesses. Like I'm confessing to a priest right now. This is like a very, very big defect I have as a human being. So there is a saying in Korea, especially for women, if you meet a guy, always watch out for these 3 specific red flags. And I'm making it a little bit more dramatic than it is, exaggerating it, but like, just take that into account. So it's either a guy needs to be careful of either alcohol, women, and what do you think the last one is? I fall into the last one. So I'm not like a crazy person or anything like that, but I feel like I have an addiction in the last one. So that's my biggest weakness point, and that actually activated yesterday when we were at the bowling alley, and that was why I had so much fun yesterday, and everyone else had so much fun. It's not money. It's related to money. It's relating to money. We're talking about red flags, yes. So it's either like drinking, sex, or like women. And then the last one is about money, but it's a little bit more specific than money. Yeah, so I do admit that I have a little bit of an addiction in this. Ohio Gigi got it right. It's gambling. So these are the 3 big red flags you should find in a guy. If he has a drinking addiction, or if he has a sex addiction, or if he has a gambling addiction, that is a huge red flag. And among those 3, I think every single guy out there at least has one weakness. But I would say my biggest weak spot is that. And it's not that I'm like a gambler. I get crazy and use all my money into gambling. It's like I'm just addicted to the dopamine rush. You know, like, so for me, if I go to a bowling place and we play a game, or if I watch soccer or football or whatever, if I play tennis with my friends, it's fun. It's fun. I gotta admit, just bowling is fun. Like watching soccer and eating chicken with my friends is fun. But you know what elevates your experience to the max? If you bet at least $1, if you bet at least $1 on that game, or if you go to the bowling place and say like that the place yesterday was like $70 in total. We had to rent the shoes, $6 per game, and we had pizza, a beer each. So it was like $70 in total. So we were like, okay, do you want to bet? You know, whoever wins takes care of the cost. Then the game gets way more entertaining and way more motivated and way more competitive. So that's a pro tip for you guys. I'm not like fostering gambling addiction, but I'm just saying if you want to have a more fun experience, like whether you're at a bowling place or a bowling center or wherever, just put a little bet on that, and you will be shocked at how much more fun that experience gets. So yeah, so that's what happened. So I was like, you know, I feel like the losing team should pay for all of this, and we proceeded with that, and my team won. So I was like, okay, I got to eat all this pizza for free. You know, bring the beer on. Like let's order another pizza and all that. So I got super hyped, and I got that dopamine rush in my head running. And then the loser team, the losing team was like, you know, they were salty and they were like, ugh. So they didn't want to go home after that. So that's where it gets dangerous, when you get actually addicted to the dopamine rush and the gambling addiction. So ironically, it wasn't even my suggestion. They were like, I don't want to go home. I feel bad paying for all of this and losing to bowling. Like, I would have just had fun if I didn't like pay for this. But now I just can't go home. And they were like, you know, isn't there one more activity we can do over a bet or something like that? So, yeah. And they were like, oh, I was like, I'm down to anything. Like, you know, I won. Like, I'm already like $70 I won. So they were like, they searched on Naver, and then there was like a nearby pub that had darts. So we went to that pub, and they just insisted. I was like, okay, you know. And then we went to the place, and we just played like 3 rounds of darts, and we had like nice talk too. But we put like $5 on each game, and then the loser had to buy ice cream at the end. So that was really fun. And I was talking about Thanos, and then I got like derailed. So about the bowling place, I got so hyped because of like the competition, the bet, and all that. And like the bowling place, it has like super loud music. I told you it's like a club, right? But there, like, I gotta tell you, if you go to clubs or any kind of loud place in Korea, pubs or whatsoever, Big Bang music rocks. It triumphs. You know, like, you will always hear Big Bang music or GD and top. Yesterday, that bowling center was like full with GD and tops, like Hi, Good Boy, Fantastic Baby, all that kind of stuff. And that's why I got super more hyped, because like I'm a K fanboy, right? I'm a Big Bang fanboy. So I was like dancing to the music and bowling and all that. So I think that kind of energized me a little bit. But then I realized I was kind of drunk too, and I was having a talk with my friend that was sitting together and watching the other guys bowl. I was like listening to the music and dancing to it, and TOP's part was playing on that track, and I was like, it's such a huge loss for Big Bang. And as much as I love GD, Taeyang, and Taesong and all that, let's forget about that other dude. But T.O.P. I just realized he is essential for the group. Like his voice and his charisma and his rap is just essential, and it's necessary for the song. Like, I've seen the Mama performance and all that. It was great. It was epic. But just imagine if T.O.P. was there. Even in the Mama performance, they couldn't leave out his voice because it's non-exchangeable. Like, it's irreplaceable, right? So, like, when I was at the pub just, like, bouncing to the music yesterday, and T.O.P.'s voice was, like, all over the speakers, I was like, man, this is a loss for humanity. We can never get to hear this live ever again. And seeing his interview the other day about like him, remorsing and being disappointed about like his own actions and not being able to do Big Bang and all that, that just got me in my feels. But like, wow, Big Bang music is everything. So yeah, it was just like our friends. So we're all like 92 liners, and then Chan is like 97. And we are the Big Bang. We lived the Big Bang era when they were actually at their prime, like actually active. And we were just talking like it's just crazy if you think about. It's 2025, and even if you blast their songs out in a club in 2025, it's still trendy. It's super hype, and even the Gen Z folks love it. Isn't that crazy? Because music has trends too, right? And some music, like if you go to the EDM scene, like some music definitely just does sound old, and it sounds kind of cringy too. Like the lyrics and the slang you use and all that, the beats are kind of like old. But like Big Bang music, it never ages. It's like wine. Yesterday I felt that, and that was like, wow, Big Bang is king. Yes, Big Bang is king. There should be a campaign to bring T.O.P. back to Big Bang. I know, right? Yeah, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Compare this session with the one when he whined about he had no social life. To defend myself, I do have no social life. 98% of my life is antisocial. I'm an introvert. I'm just stuck in this studio with myself. And I'm fine with that because I find energy with my alone time and creative acts like making videos, doing live streams, talking to you guys. This is a social activity in my standards, right? Although like I'm talking to you behind the screen. However, for me to actually go out to like Itaewon, Hannam-dong and go to like bowling pubs and doing all that and darts and having bets with my friends, that's a very rare occasion. Just ask Anna. She'll just like ask Anna, is David a social person? And she'll say like, hell no. She doesn't even invite me to anything because like I refused her like 100 times. So yeah, once in every blue moon I go out and I have this like phase, and I don't know why it just hit me 2 days in a row, but yeah, it was interesting to see myself in that situation. My grandma was shook to the core. Like she was like she doesn't have a lot of sleep because she's old. Like elderly people don't really sleep that much, so she always gets up like 4:30 or 5 and reads the newspaper. But she was like kakao texting me yesterday at 5 a.m. every other day saying like, you're not home, where are you? I'm a little worried. I'm like I'm fine, grandma. So yeah, like she was surprised too. My dog was surprised too because like I wasn't home, so she's like, where do I have to sleep? She usually like cuddles with me, but she was like, I don't know where to sleep. So yeah. David got us hoodies. We ride with you, Kyungsu Oppa. Thank you, Dajaha. David is the male version of me. People always get tired of inviting me. I know, right? I'm sorry about that. Yeah. David's 2 a.m. Big Bang Coke rant. I love to see it. You don't know any Big Bang songs? You're missing out. Big Bang are legends. Like, nothing can replace I think in K-pop history, Big Bang songs hold the most like value in terms of popularity again among like all generations and transcending generations. It doesn't have an expiration date. That's like phenomenal. That's crazy. Like people who are in elementary school right now or middle school right now still rock to GD's music, and it's crazy. Yeah. Not the Jumbotron. Bang 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 is in so many ways hunty. All facts, yes. Bang Bang Bang, yes. So, yeah. I accept invitations. I just let them know I likely won't be on time. Same, same. Hello, Harleen. Hello. The Kings. Good Boy is still a banger. Yeah, so I was like vibing to it yesterday. I was super drunk and I was like, hit it up. I am a good boy. And my female friend who was there, she was like, what's got into him today? Like she like nobody has seen me like that. I don't even dance in clubs and stuff like that. I'm the person that goes to the bar and just checks my phone and like swipes through Instagram and checks on my friends like on whether they're having fun, and I'm timing my time, so it's like 1:50 right now, so let's go out at 2 a.m. and say that I'm like hungry and just disappear and go home. I'm that kind of person. But then yesterday I was like, yeah, I was just going crazy. You should have seen me. The dancing, I'm weak. I know, right? Yeah. The stiff moves. Yes, but circling back, wrong moral of the story, but dopamine rushes and a little bit of betting can actually be an icing on top and enhance your experience for the night. Yeah. Hello, K-Stosh. Hello, David. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. I love bowling, but it's because I live in the Great White North, and that's all we do in the winter. Interesting. Okay. So you do indoor activities, and it's like I guess like not a lot of sports you can are available indoors, right? I guess like squash maybe, or pool, or yeah, but bowling is like a active thing activity you can do indoors, right? I am both social and as well homesick, but I love being homesick. I mean, enjoying me time is the most wonderful time I have spent on this planet Earth. That's great. Yeah, everyone's different, and I relate to that. So I actually love traveling alone too, because like, you know, when I was in the States and I was in the desert doing a road trip by myself and trying to get myself killed, I enjoyed every single moment of that. You know, even when my SUV got stuck in the sand and like there were murderers looming around to dig a pit and put me inside and steal from me, and there were like rattlesnakes and all that shit. I just enjoyed the serenity and like the loneliness and like the feeling of like me being an individual on this planet and nature surrounding me, and I being able to solely focus on myself and reflecting on my life and just getting immersed into my thoughts. That's like a truly different feeling. But like if you live in a city, if you have like so much stimulation, that you have your phone, you have your friends, you have your parents, you have your, you know, job, and like everything, like honking sounds and all that, you can't really just immerse into something. But yeah, I just like to have my alone time too. Now I really want to see me dance. Oh no, you don't. But there is a vlog, you can check us out dancing to Blackpink's As If It Were Our Last. Is that the song? 마지막처럼. Yeah. I hope David does a review of Singles Inferno too. I can't wait to eat what he thinks. I will give you my review of Singles Inferno 4 right now. It's not good. I just stopped watching after 2 episodes or something. I skimmed through the whole thing until episode 4. I didn't even stop in the middle because it just got too boring. There weren't any activities at all, and they tried to rush it and all, but because the format itself is just now stale, and you know that there's not going to be any action or sparks happening, and these people are just going to save themselves and try to look pretty on the camera and try to get some Instagram followers and make a career for themselves. Unless there's a person that breaks that stereotype on screen, then there's not going to be any kind of a wow factor. So like I just saw it and like, oh, the girls are pretty as usual. Well, the guys are hot as usual. There's this UDT guy that stood out a little bit, but no, not as special as Dex in my opinion. Dex was kind of like a very big outlier, but I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna finish it. Like I'm not even gonna start. So I don't know what you guys think of it, but yeah, Singles Inferno is good until like season 2, but and I think it should just stop now. Yeah. I spent a week on the Spanish seaside by myself, and I did not talk with anyone all week. I felt like I could live like that forever. I don't know about like that forever. I need some human interaction every other time. Yeah, every other day. But I definitely do enjoy, being by myself and maybe just drawing or writing a novel or just imagining things and all that. Yeah. How is Kelsey? I don't know. I haven't checked on her recently, but like she's very active on Instagram, so I've been like checking on her Instagram stories, and she seems pretty fine, and she's having fun with her dog. So yeah, not really sure. 찜질방에 가세요. Go to a 찜질방 in the middle of the day. A lot of peace. I actually like going to the 찜질방, but even there's a lot of people. It's pretty crowded, and people go past you and all that. And I just like going to the 찜질bangs with my friends after tennis. That's like a routine, a ritual for us. So after tennis, we just go to the public bath together and get into the tub, and we're like, oh, this is heaven. But then I have to get out because my balls are gonna. Never mind. But anyways, get out and then dry my body and go to the 찜질방, get some eggs and 식혜, and we crack it with our heads, and then that's the best feeling. And then we talk about our lives, and my married friends like, oh, raising 2 kids, I never thought it would be this hard, and I hear all the stories about raising kids, the newlywed life, all that. And my doctor friend always complaining, valid complaining about his situation with the whole medical crisis right now and all that. So, yeah. Okay, guys, like stop fixating on something, a little slip over there. I never mentioned about anything related to shrinking. Yeah. This is biology, so I'll let you guys know. I've been taught on this by my dad multiple times. But if you are a healthy male that needs to reproduce at some point of your time, do not stay in the hot tub for more than 10 minutes or 5 minutes even. Because if the temperature is over a certain degree that actually feels hot to you, like over body temperature or even more than that. Usually the hot tubs in Korea are like 42 degrees or something like that. And it's pretty hot if you get inside. But that is very, very bad for your sperm and your sperm activity. Like it actually, there are so many theses and research results that say like hot temperature is really bad for your reproduction abilities. So yes, it is a known fact. So my dad said you can do anything in your life, do YouTube or do a business or whatever, meet like a foreigner or whatever, but there are 3 things I want to teach you as a dad. One is be careful of cars, vehicles. When you walk, when you're driving, be careful of cars. You don't have control over that. Even if you're the best driver in the world, you cannot control that drunk guy that is going to collide and crash into you. So be careful of cars. And also number 2 is don't be in hot tubs for more than 5 minutes, because you will not be you will not be able to have a healthy baby or have a higher possibility of having a baby in the future. And the third one is never eat instant ramen from styrofoam, like plastic based cups, because those, what do you call it, if you like microwave those, or if they get exposed to boiling temperature water, then they emit like environmental hormones or whatever, and those mess up with your sperm as well. So my dad is all about sperms. He's a very spermy guy, and he puts a lot of value into sperms. So his 3 life lessons were that. So that's very engraved in my mind. So I really make sure that I never stay in the hot tub for more than 5 minutes, because it's going to reduce the chances of me having a David Jr. in the future. Yes. Yeah. As a biology major, I'm ready for this. Can you confirm? I mean, it's coming from a pretty valid source. With my dad has a PhD in biology, so I don't think he's messing with the facts. But yeah, just would like a little bit of more academic peer review in the chat. I think I heard this scientific reasoning as well. He's gonna bring out the water bottle. Yes, there we have it. You trust your dad's advice. And for women, on the contrary, it's important to keep your reproduction organs warm, like at body temperature. If it's cold, if it's exposed to like a very cold temperature, then that's very harmful for the, I guess, like the womb. I don't know the biological term, whatever. But for guys, it's opposite. If it's cold, it's good. If it's cold, it's good. If it's hot, boiling hot, it's not good. Yeah, it just destimulates the activity of the sperm. Microplastics, yes. I think 환경 호르몬. I don't know what that is in English, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's something like that. Endocrine disrupting chemicals. It's called EDC. Environmental hormone. Yes. 3 life lessons, and 2 of them were about sperm. I love Papa David. Car and sperm. Yes. Yes. Your dad is correct. Yes, your dad is right, even about the styrofoam as well. So he always scolded me. He rarely scolded me about anything, but whenever I don't put on my seatbelt, or whenever I eat, like, nowadays it's all like replaced with paper. Paper is a little bit better, but they do say like the coating on the paper still has those like environmental hormone that is emitted by it. But like in the old days, even now, like if you look at some instant noodles, they are plastic based or styrofoam based. Like in the old days, 왕뚜껑, the big one, and 육개장, which are the best ever. I even think they even taste better because of those microplastics. But like those were the 2 best ones I normally ate a lot when I was in my school days. But when he saw me eating that, he was freaking out. Like he was like, "No, you cannot eat those. Do not ever microwave your hot soup in a plastic bowl or anything. You always use ceramics, microwavable ceramics. Never microwave them in any kind of plastic or styrofoam." So, yeah, I took it seriously because my dad's a pretty chill dude, and he doesn't say anything about anything. But he was pretty serious about that. Yeah. Are you coming back to Vegas to sit lonely in the desert? Not likely in this year. I don't know. Let's see how my travel vlog channel goes. And if it blows up, then I might go to Vegas. And the title is going to be, I almost died in the desert again. Yeah. Glass bowl, yes. I'm getting hungry. I'm actually getting hungry. So I actually have some emergency food over there. My 1+1 odeng fish cake from last time. And my dad is going to hate me because this is plastic. Oh my gosh. He's actually gonna be mad at me if he sees me eat this. Because this I have to microwave. There's no way other than to microwave this. Yeah. And I gotta microwave it for 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm definitely not having a baby. Damn. Travel vlog channel, do you have another channel? No, I don't, but like since I'm going to Singapore and the Norwegian, Scandinavian countries, might as well, right? So I'm gonna record myself visiting those places, flirting with the cute women over there, and document it. So yeah, that's my plan. That is my plan. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see. Okay, yes. Yes. Yes, boy. Let's go. I am so happy. Because crypto is going up. Bitcoin is at 104K and ETH is going at $3,500. Right now, Solana pumped super hard because of the Trump coin yesterday. I was very astonished. I mean, I know you guys hate crypto talk, so I'll cut it short for like a minute. But yesterday, President Trump made his own meme coin, and meme coins. I mean, all the other altcoins have no value at all, but meme coins are just trash. They're just pump and dumps and pure speculation, have no value at all, and everybody knows that because like you have a Doge, you have a PayPay, you have like stupid meme coins out there, you have a Penguin, and Trump, the president of the United States, launched his own meme coin yesterday. Everyone thought his X account was hacked, but it was proved to be true. And I'm thinking, how is this even possible? Does the SEC or like does the government not have any regulations on the president having his own private meme coin and ownership over like a highly volatile asset, a highly speculative asset? And it's now up like 200% right now, and tomorrow is the inauguration and people are expecting it to go over the moon and all that. And I'm like, how is this even possible? So yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyways, I'll cut it short over there. It's in relation to the inauguration, so please give me some slack. Yeah, but yeah, who's gonna watch the inauguration ceremony tomorrow, or is it today for you guys? It's already 20th in Korea right now, so I guess it might be tomorrow for you guys, or I don't know. And since I'm getting hungry, I'm gonna microwave this in 2 minutes. So, yeah. Before we microwave that in 2 minutes, please lend me your time for me to introduce the best authentic Korean product website out there, which is Biroso, BIROSO.net over here, with very unique products all over from Korea, from small businesses you can't find anywhere else on the internet other than Biroso. You can't find it on Amazon or anywhere else. So yeah, go check it out. And this is the famous hoodie. We sold over more than 50 units, and now unfortunately the pre-order has finished, but it's still at an affordable price. It has a nice design over here, and we got our fancy models that I hung out with over the weekend. These are the two folks, and yeah, so go check it out. And also we have this wonderful newbie bag with this cute accessory you can attach it to. It's a Noriga keyring. It comes out in black and white, so go check that out as well. And of course we have the army t-shirt. A lot of people seem to buy because they're BTS army, ironically. I mean, people in Korea just buy it because like it's the army t-shirt and it's very comfortable. But this is a special type of t-shirt we found specifically from a company that makes it in oversized fit, so it would very, very much be comfortable for you guys. And we have the Jungkook bucket hat over here, which deserves some love after being a little dormant nowadays. Like, we had an explosion of sales back in the day, but I guess I don't know where the Jungkook fans are at right now. Go get your Jungkook bucket hat. Look like a celebrity with that. And of course, we have our unique artistic products over here from Hanjiroom and Hanot as well. You can get these cute mother of pearl stickers. Look at this cute sticker over here. You can put it on your iPad and all. And if it's like a even surface, you can attach it anywhere. The cat lovers should definitely get it. Over here, it's like a cat on a planet and cat having fireworks and all that. So yeah, go check it out. It's very affordable price. You can group it with other products to save the shipping costs. And there's like a guide to Gwangjang Market, a must-visit spot in Seoul vlog over here. So even if you don't buy anything, come visit the Korean our website at biroso.net. So you'll find everything very entertaining. And we have modern hanboks as well, and hanbok Hangul inspired merch over here, products over here. So everything is just very, very cute and interesting and authentic. So please do check it out on Biroso. If you haven't used the coupon code yet, use BIROSO and you will get a 10% discount. If you have used all the coupon codes already, then go to the front page and you will get a pop-up if you enter the site of like subscribe to a newsletter, and we send you guys regular newsletters with coupons inside. So don't forget about that. Go check out Biroso to show some love. And thank you to everybody who has supported and bought products over the past live streams and times. And yeah, I'm going to go heat my odeng over here and have a little mukbang. So in the meantime, smash that like button. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Would appreciate it if you can support via PayPal at paypal.me/koreanpizzaclub. And you guys chat amongst yourselves for a while, and I'll be back in a minute, okay? Right? Cat merch is usually so great. I know it is. Let me boost the jazz in the background a little bit while I'm gone, so that you can listen to the jazz music. Did you guys like the music? So it's microwaving right now. I'm doing exactly the opposite of what my dad told me. I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching. Great jazz music break. Yes. One of your favorite genres. That's great. Shout out to Jazz Oppa for me always hijacking and using his music. Yeah, royalty free. So, wow, actually, it's so cold in the studio that I can see my breath. Wow. Love the smooth jazz music. Need a glass for good chablis to pair with. Okay. So in the meantime, throw some questions, everybody. Throw some questions at me. Papa David is about to text you. No, the only thing he texts me every single day before he goes home is like some Bible verses, and that's it. Let me see if he texted me any verse today. So the most recent text I got is okay, like this this huge Bible verse that I can't even translate, so let me skip that. Yeah. Can you see my breath? Can you see it? How do I make you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Oh, what happened with the cliffhanger? Okay, I will get into that. Okay, I'll get into that. Wow, it's so cold. It's so cold over here. But look at this steamy odeng over here. Woo! And look at all my sperms dying. Drinking directly from the source. Oh. Phenomenal. Oh, so good. 잘 먹겠습니다. Let me have a piece of fish cake over here. Ah, look at this. This is the best feeling during the winter, having a hot bowl of fish cake. So good. Mmm. 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 지기네. 지긴다. 와. Whew. Last stream title, My Little Swimmer. Rest in peace, not murder. Microplastic soup. Now I want to do some ramen. Okay, you guys are too harsh. Rip those swimmers. Oh my gosh. It's so good. How can you resist? Damn, that is so good. Even better because it's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. You're back on the floor? Why do you keep going on the floor? You miss TikTok? These ajashi sounds. Okay, so about the cliffhanger from last week, I have to give you an apology first of all, because I won't be able to spill any tea at the any hot tea at the moment. I'll give you my reasons, and those reasons will probably justify your craving for your curiosity. Okay, so hear me out. Okay, don't say boo-hoo. So for my ex, it's a complicated situation, but as I said, we always had lingering feelings towards each other, but reality broke us apart, and it was pretty sad. I mean, it's been a couple months already, and I mean, I thought we moved on with each other, and technically we did. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, there's no use. It's gonna be toxic if we, come back together. So we're forcibly, moving on. And yeah, I've done some actions to express that I've technically moved on. However, despite that, I think she just reached out to me with a friendly purpose. Like, I guess she was just genuinely lonely as a human being. Like, she just wanted some company. and no fishy behavior or no anything. So last week, as I told you, she reached out to me, and I was kind of surprised, but I was like, like if I'm well alert, and we're both like, we both respect our own boundaries, then nothing really bad is going to happen, nothing messy is going to happen. So we just have to be respectful with each other. So I was like, from human to human being, I mean, it only in Korea, I don't know for you guys, but only in Korea is where a culture is so strict about like breakups, and how you have to never talk and cancel each other for the rest of your lives after a breakup, right? So for other cultures, I've heard from a lot of people that even if you break up with your ex, you can talk to that person or meet with that person, not every single day or anything, but like once in a while, just to catch up with no fishy feelings or anything like that, and you can stay in company. So I was like, yeah, like I'm not like a Korean boy, so might as well. So I mean, I invited her to this really hip place that's new in the alley of my studio, and we just had just one cocktail, a highball. Let me rephrase. I had a highball, and we just talked, and we didn't talk about like relationships or dating or anything. And it was genuinely just like a friendly talk about like how our lives are going, like updates on our business, like how I'm busy about like searching out for new places to move, like my grandma's gonna go to Busan and all that, how our dogs are doing because we're both dog lovers and all that, how she's busy with her job right now, how she, shifted her schedule and all that. So yeah, it was like a very wholesome and nice conversation. And I guess if either side tried to do something more, then I mean there would have been a risk, obviously, because like obviously we are still healing and we haven't engaged. I mean I didn't even ask about that, so this is all assumably. But well, she's an attractive girl, so probably obviously she's gotten approached by a lot of men, because like men never rest if an attractive girl is available, right? So I would assume that she's got approached by a lot of men in the middle, and I wouldn't even blame her if she was with someone for a while. But in my case, I was just like grinding myself off, like I was just isolated from the whole world, and I wasn't definitely in a relationship or anything. You guys know my story, right? I don't have anyone to go to the Coldplay concert with, so I was just like, just chilling there. And so like, if the atmosphere or anything escalated, then it could have gone really messy real quick. But then like I was just very firm with my stance. And after the meeting I had, after the whole, the talk, I had the live stream anyway. So I'm a very responsible person. You guys are very important to me. I try to be very regular with my live streams. So I was like, let's not fall into temptation or anything. Let's not do anything stupid. Let's follow the schedule. Go to my studio and do my live stream as usual. So she respected that too, totally. She lives very far away, but she came all the way here. So I kind of felt bad, but still I was like, I explained my situation, and she was like, oh yeah, definitely you have to go work. So yeah, it was all very clean, and it was very nice, and yeah, it wasn't anything dramatic or anything. But the thing is, like it's like, how do I feel? You got this like subtle feeling of like, where is this going, right? You have this question mark in your head, like you're circling around like the elephant in the room, because we are a broken couple, but we're not talking about like the taboo subject or our relationship status or how we felt after the breakup. I mean, we did communicate that while we were breaking up and all that, but like how we concluded it by ourselves, did we find peace or anything, we didn't talk about any kind of that. So it felt like there was a little hole in the middle, the elephant in the room, but then I think we both decided not to just talk about that. So it was kind of a confusing. It was a nice, comfortable, and nice catch up in a while, but also a little bit of tension or a little bit of like, subtle discomfort there. So I was like, I don't know what's gonna come out of this, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't think there's a possibility, because that would be taking back our very hard decision, and that would be very emotionally draining and toxic for both of us. I don't want to use that feeling. She doesn't probably want to use that feeling as well. So I think we're both very protective with our boundaries. But some people might argue, like my friends, when I told them about, they were rolling their eyes and saying, "Oh my God, why? Don't do that." The fact that you agreed to meet her is already giving her an opening, and it also indicates unconsciously that you also want to get back with her together and all that. I don't know, unconsciously, maybe in a metaverse or whatever, but it's the fact that we didn't break up like in a bad way and stuff like that. So yeah, no hard feelings. And I was just like, if she needs company, if she's lonely, if she needs some emotional support, I can give it to her to the extent I have my boundaries up. So that was my approach, but a lot of my friends had that reaction because they're Koreans, and that's probably the normal reaction too. And I'm avoiding the chat right now because I might get derailed. But I don't know what your opinions are about this situation. But I was just trying to be the nice guy as usual. That's my personality. And for myself as well, I was curious about her whereabouts and her recent life and all that. But yeah, that's how it went. And actually, so a lot of you might jump right now. To give you an update, she actually contacted me again one more time yesterday, but as you might have noticed, I was so busy outside and about, like, bowling and drinking and all that. And once she texted me, I got this big jump, jump scare, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna engage in this conversation right now because I want to have the time to process of what I'm going to say, write out my words carefully. So when I'm drunk and emotional and full of dopamine, I'm not gonna be rationally speaking and all that. So I delayed it, but then she was she was trying to meet up yesterday or something, but I guess you're busy and all that. So if you're good, today, maybe you can meet at the same place, same time. And I was like, yeah, maybe. But then I remember last week it was pretty exhausting, having a full conversation before and having some drinks and then doing a live stream for 2.5 hours and stuff like that. So yeah, I was like, maybe it's not a good idea. And I have a full schedule for the next week and the next week as well. I have some big things coming up next week. I have to retry for the house lottery. That's a big thing coming up. I need to register today, and the lottery thing is in 4 days. I have what do you call it? A presentation I need to do with Jin for our future office from the government and stuff. That's a big pitch we have to do on Thursday. I have 2 meetings tomorrow about Piroso and also KPC. On Tuesday, I have a meeting. I have a Singaporean, client meeting and all that. So I have a lot of stuff on my head. So I just didn't have the emotional time or capacity to, actually meet up today. So I was like, yeah, maybe we could extend it, delay it into the week. But that's the current status right now. And I know a lot of you might be rolling your eyes and probably thinking you know where this is going, but I don't think it's going that way. But that's the current situation with my ex. And for the cliffhanger specifically, this is not the cliffhanger tea. I will get into that after reading some comments and after having some holding, because this is getting cold quick. Let's see. I haven't communicated with my ex for 25 years. Okay. My ex is my bestie. See? Like, there are a lot of people like that. David running to do the live stream after his date. See, the dedication I pour towards my toppings and hoodie game. See? Take her to the concert with you. I don't think that is a good idea. Yeah, like, I mean, I have nothing against, like, catching up, you know, once a month or, like, every other month or something like that. But if it becomes too regular, like, I am Korean after all, so there's gonna be this little sense of awkwardness. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, just go with the flow. What she wants out of it will become evident eventually. Yeah. You never know, she could be here forever. I think she knows about the Coldplay tickets. I don't know about that. I don't think she watches these late night streams that are up to 3 hours and isn't all English. Maybe that's a Korean thing, but sometimes you just want to see your ex because you miss them and not because you want to get back together necessarily. But are those like mutually exclusive feelings though? Can you like separate them? I don't know. Friends don't always give the best advice. That's just like the general take if you would present this situation to any kind of Korean. Like, oh, you're meeting your ex again, you had a drink with her, they'll all be like, seriously? Sometime that nice guy needs to stay himself and leave the ex alone. Yeah, there are opinions like that too, right? She wants to get back with you. I might have a little sense, feeling that might be the case, but I don't know. I think I'm mature enough to think that, you know, if I'm gonna get back, then that horribly painful process was all for nothing, and there might be a chance of repeating that over again. So I don't know. She was meeting other dudes but realized you were the real one. That might be the case. I don't know. I mean, there was a little moment we were talking about slightly tiptoeing around that, and she gave me like a little smirk. And she was like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. So I got a little bit of a sense of that. I don't have no nunchi, but it is what it is. It's not my territory, right? It's not anything of my concerns, right? Like, what am I to say about that, right? Follow your heart, but be cautious if you're interested in rekindling some form of relationship with her. Take things slow and see how it goes. Yeah. Let's see. It's a very sophisticated situation. You should have stayed away from the ex. You're officially tired of her, so you are in danger of hurting her feelings. Yeah, that's what my friends say too. Like, they're like, if like the fact that you're agreeing to meet with her is like, and giving her room, but like not knowing what she wants and not delivering that is like hurting her feelings too. So yeah, I don't know. You see nothing wrong with being friends with your ex depending on the situation. One of my exes is my bestie and all the others we are friendly, but I don't look back. So once we are done, we are done. Yeah, if you're like a mature enough, clean person like that, then I don't think there should be any problems. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the nostalgia. I know, right? You are treading a slippery slope. You cannot have both. Yeah, let's put a boundary between activities that are for a girlfriend and the ones for a friend. Yeah. So, Yeah, Americans will roll their eyes too. But like I see like conflicting opinions in the chat. David's life can be a Korean drama. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll keep you posted about like how this proceeds. In the meantime, this is so good. I should actually buy more of these in stock, because this actually warms me up and it's not that heavy. It's actually to some extent healthier than like other fried or snacks or anything, and it's good. Other than the microwaving part, right? 잘 먹었습니다. That was so good. Yeah, I think this is good advice. Just be direct and say that to her about my stance in that. So, I mean, it's the thing is, I'm just too busy to even think about anything other than my work right now and my career and my business. So, yeah, like every time I get to actually sit down and think about the peripheral, I don't like to say peripheral, but because my priorities right now are in my career and work, about my relationships or other kind of things in life, it always gets disturbed with like a imminent task or a priority or something. So I've never really gotten the time to proceed my thoughts about like those things. And that was kind of a regret from 2024, as I said in my past live streams, that because there was so much work, I was just buried in work, and that I didn't really get to reflect on my self-development or what I really want, or, you know, improve myself as a human being. And I felt like making a schedule and making some New Year's resolutions and maybe just abiding by that would give me myself a little bit of room, but so far it hasn't been that ideal. But it is better than nothing. Like, I am attempting to become better in time management, having like a work life balance and all that. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah. I want to retire early and live comfortably. Yes, don't give up on having fun. Some fun, bro. Yes, that's what happened for the past 2 days, the past 2 nights. I was playing hard for more than 12 hours, I think. Yeah, the day before we met at 6 p.m. I went home at 6 a.m. And the day after, we met at 6:30 and went home at 5 a.m. So in a total, that's like 20 hours of just drinking, chatting, playing games, whatever. So I think I've had my detox, decompressing session over the weekend. So it's time to get back to work, for real. But okay, let's get into the real tea. Let me just check on something. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. How long have I been streaming so far? Let's see. I got the power, 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 power. Okay, I think I'm safe. So, yeah. So, the cliffhanger. The reason I can't actually get into the specifics of the cliffhanger is I'm very careful. I'm walking on eggshells here. And I hope you understand this delicate situation. So, obviously the cliffhanger is related to a potential candidate. Let's just put it as a potential candidate for the Coldplay concert, okay? I will not phrase it in any other way because it's a very delicate situation and I want to handle it delicately. So it's about that, and I was intending to spill the tea because I didn't really think deeply about it. However, because there has been an teeny bit of progress, a little bit of more progress over the past week, I would say, I think it's become even more delicate. And the biggest hurdle in the way on why I can't speak about this is the person has learned about my channel and KPC and the fact that I do live streams. And the person also knows how to speak English. Thus, I want to be careful as possible and respectful as possible as well too. To not be too talkative over the situation or anything. So there's a risk. There's a risk of being discovered. So that's why I have to leave you on another second cliffhanger for a while. So let's just leave it like that. Okay? Bye, Simpleton Crawls. See you later. Hold up. I'm crying. Okay. So let's see how this all rolls out. And I'll just leave you guys there. I'm sorry I cannot disclose more details, but all I would say is there has been a little bit of more progress, if you want to put it, if I can put it that way. And potentially the trajectory seems, like in a progressive manner. So, I'll just leave it like that. And because of regarding the risk and all that, let me just save my words. Okay? Okay. We accept the second cliffhanger and wish you the best. I am thankful. I appreciate that. We'll take the cliffhanger to Coldplay. Explain ex-turn friend you're starting to date. I don't know what that means, but nothing in life is definitive. It's all about probabilities, and it's chance and preparation and all a mixture of all of that. So everything I say right now might turn into thin air, or it might consolidate, or I don't know. So I'll just let you guys know in my own way. Yeah. He or she is among your... I doubt that. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I don't know. Yeah, don't disclose anymore. Yeah. Oh, damn, you really have been busy. Yeah, I don't know. I sustained my life. Yes. But let's see. But let's talk. Keep it vague so the person won't be afraid of their personal life being. Yeah, exactly. So let's speak a little bit about TikTok. I mean, I intend to cover it a little bit on the Tuesday stream, but and by the way, Tuesday we have a special guest. Guess who? In the chat? Yes, let me know if you can guess. who the special guest is. We have a special guest on Tuesday. Keep your swimmers cool. Anybody? John! Yeah. Yes. We will have John again in the studio on Tuesday. Yes, we will. I mean, I might have to. Okay, so I might have to switch it up to Wednesday because there is a potential business meeting on Tuesday lunch. So I can't give you any promises on the date, but the case is closed. It is confirmed that he will be here on either one of the dates. Like Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be between one of those dates. But yes, he will be here in the studio. Everybody loved John, yeah. And there's a little behind the scenes I have to disclose. I don't have to, but let me try to be respectful. But yeah, there was a little bit of a let's say, well, what do you call it? A misunderstanding, let's say. A misunderstanding between me and John. And you know, about his appearance and all that. I mean, it's a big dedication and a big input from him. Like, he's traveling like a very far distance and taking his own time and all that. And you guys love him. That's the reason I approached him too. Like, I was like, you're very loved from the KPC fam. People love to see you. So I'd like to invite you to the studio and all that. But, you know, his time is precious too. And of course, like, I can't bring him to the studio every single time as like a friend and just, you know, not do anything for him. My own conscience was probably pointing towards at least buying him some lunch or whatever. But anyways, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding in between in the communication. There was a little bit of confusion. But the good thing is we worked it all out like adults. We were very respectful towards each other. No hard feelings at all. So it's all good. All good, but yeah, it was kind of it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny in the middle, but yeah. Just for the context, he has now finished his job at Arirang. As if you've been following him on Instagram, you might have noticed. But he's finished his contract willingly, voluntarily for the scriptwriter position for Arirang Radio. So now he's technically a freelancer and he's, I guess, like planning his next move. So it only makes sense for me to like compensate for his time and effort coming. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, we found the middle ground, and I definitely respected his opinion a lot because like he's a nice, I guess, 동생 to me, and I want to be a nice hyung to him as well too. And I'm not like that frugal on like my people and stuff. So yeah, we found a nice place, so it's all intact, it's all good, but we just dealed it like adults, and yeah, it's fine. But after that, the reason I'm telling you guys this is that I put a lot of effort into having him on the show too. So it's going to be a precious live, and I hope that you can welcome him with a warm round of applause and the love you give him as usual. And yeah, so yeah, it's confirmed he's going to be on the stream. But I did make it clear to him that it's not going to be like a regular thing. So yeah, we'll see him time to time. Yes. We need a team DKDK comeback for 2025. Oh, I feel bad though. Like, this just reminded me. So in our group chat, Danny just came back from India. He traveled India for the past, I think, 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something. He's back in Korea, and now I guess he's like, you know, kind of jet lagged, and I don't think there's a time difference, or like just zone lagged or something. And he was like, I don't know, out of nowhere, he's like, let's meet and hang out. And quite honestly, Danny and I have always been like more of business partners. Like in the early days, we mingled together and all that. Um, we had a lot of skinship, not in a weird way, but like in terms of like, hanging out, ideating together, and just drinking together and going to Hongdae and all that. But once we grew older and like became more like business driven and all that, it became more business relationship wise, and then like we didn't really hang out that much. But then he just proposed subtly in the group chat, like, oh, let's hang out for the weekend or upcoming days. But the thing is, I feel sorry. The thing is, nobody in the group chat responded to that. Yeah, like it's just there. Oh, actually, like Leo said, he's available on Saturday. So, yeah, my bad. But Jin hasn't responded yet too, and like I don't know. So that man is everywhere. I know, right? Yes. I don't usually say much, but I will enjoy seeing him again. Yes. So there might be a DKDK reunion. There was supposed to be a DKDK reunion during SeoulCon because we had a live stream planned together, but that got canceled because of the Jeju Air incident. So, do you compensate Anna when she joins you? Only for the podcast episodes, but for the live streams, I mean, it's co-streaming. It's streaming on her channel simultaneously too, and I feel like both of us bring our own values and our own perspectives to each other's respective streams at the same time. So yeah, like she does come to my studio, so at least I try to buy her lunch every other time. So yeah, that's how we did it. And I try to be cooperative with like her TikToks and whatever she wants as well. And I mean, we're just friends, so like we never really thought about compensation and all that. So it was just very natural. But I guess like over the time, like she's getting more jobs and she's planning more content and stuff. She has more priorities right now, so I guess that's why like she just determined that the live streams coming over here wasn't very productive for her. They most likely have a lot going on right now. They will respond soon. Yeah, like me. Like I had a lot going on, so I need to respond too. I actually know you through DKDKTV. Yeah, a lot of people are the same. Yes, and Nightbot, right in time. If you want to support me and the channel, Patreon is the best way. Subscribe to Patreon and get your exclusive podcasts. Bring Anna back. Yeah, maybe I can bring her back about the whole TikTok feud and the Singles Inferno thing. You must be an OG stan from 2017. That's great. Thank you. The latest KPC episode was very interesting. There be an episode on cults in Korea too? That's actually a good topic. Yeah, maybe. But there definitely will be more content coming soon. It's just really so annoying that the first batch of episodes they had so poor audio quality. Like that's not up to my standards. I messed up really big. I did everything in my audio knowledge and editing knowledge to try to make the audio clean and better, but no AI tools or no fidgeting worked at the end. So it is what it is. I just have to put it out and then film with the crisp, nice audio mics from now on. So the upcoming episodes, like two or three of them, they're probably going to be the same audio quality. So please bear with that. I've seen a lot of comments saying like this audio quality is horrible, and I mean no spite or anything. I just deleted them because like I do know it's valid feedback, but I'm aware of it even before the comment, so I do feel like that negativity in the comment section is gonna it's not just very productive. It's not necessary. So Yeah, I just deleted it. So if your comments were deleted about the bad audio, like just know that I didn't do out of hatred or anything. I was just like, I know about it. It's like a thing that pokes me in the heart. So let me just hide it for a while. Yeah. Mmm. Duck. Quack quack. She will come if you talk crypto and MBTI. Oh, one little one little extra T. The potential Coldplay companion is the same MBTI as me. And I don't know what to think about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, honestly, because as much as I don't believe that much in MBTIs and people have different percentages and it's pseudoscience and it's case by case and it's bullshit and all that, uh, even if you disregard the narrative and the MBTI system itself, because it's so widespread and adapted, accommodated by Koreans, and there are believers of it, it's not about it's about the receiver at the end, right? So even if you don't believe it, if it's like a widely known thing in Korea and people go by it, then you got to be aware of it, right? And you sometimes get gaslighted into believing it, or all that, persuaded to some extent, right? So there are multiple sources on the internet saying that my MBTI is specifically the worst MBTI for a relationship. I'm an INTP. I used to be an INFP, but then because I started maturing or whatever, or just being success driven or whatever, I became like a more logical type of person than an emotional one. So I became an INTP. But yeah, it's apparently the worst MBTI to date and be in a relationship, because it's an introvert, you're very imaginative, so you make up scenarios that don't exist. You're very logical, which doesn't really work out in relationships, because people get emotional, and if you're logical, you don't understand where they're coming from. It's like, why all the fuss? I'll try to solve it for you, but they don't want a solution. They want comfort and understanding and a connection, right? So it doesn't really go that way. And P is like, you don't really plan. You're very spontaneous, and you like adventures and all that, which is not really a good relationship trait as well. So I understand with the mix of these are a horrible trait for a relationship. So I understand where the Korean viral posts are coming from, and a lot of people have their own testimonies in the comments saying like, "Oh, I once met an INTP and it was the worst ever experience in my life." But yeah, so we're the same, and I don't know if that's going to be a nuclear fusion and make an atomic bomb, or I don't know, a drop of water in the pond. But we'll have to see. How many here are eyes? I would assume there are a lot of eyes. Yeah. Last time I checked, I was INFP. We're similar then. Yeah, they say INTP women are harder to be in the relationship than the men. Good luck. Good luck with an exclamation mark. Yeah, I don't know what I'm up for. I'm sorry, but this MBTI science is so annoying. Putting so much emphasis on it is unhealthy and damaging to potential relationship. I wish this trend would die out. Unfortunately, it's not gonna die out. I don't see it dying out, at least for a decade. I think it could even go on for multiple decades now. It's just so deeply ingrained in our society right now, in Korea at least. I don't see it going anywhere, quite honestly. Like, if you go on blind dates, if you like receive blind dates, the first thing they ask about is like a photo, your job, and your MBTI. It's like whether you're compatible or not. And it's like, it honestly though, like I hate it that much, but because it's like a common subject among everybody over here, it's a actually I have to admit it's a great icebreaker. It when you're not like a very I would say, like, even though I'm an introvert, I'm a pro yapper, right? Like I can yap around for 3 hours on the internet to people, but when I'm in a blind date situation, you know, a lot of people not like that are not trained like me, that are introverts or that don't have that much experience in relationships, they don't know what to talk about. They literally just sit there in the awkwardness of the silence. And I'm a person that actually loves the silence. Like, you can actually, you know, I don't feel awkward at all, like just eating the pasta, being silent for a couple seconds and all. But there are some people that are very, you know, allergic to those silent moments. And that's why a lot of men are encouraged to lead on the conversation, keep asking questions, like, you know, like hook on to her comments and continue the story and tell funny stuff and all that. That's a lot of pressure on the men's side. But I know a lot of friends that are not very social or talkative or good at that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I forgot where I was getting to. But one good thing about the MBTI is that it's perfect for blind dates or perfect for new group meetings or when you meet new people. It's like you don't have anything to talk about, then just throw out the MBTI thing and everybody's eyes will start sparkling and they'll put out their knowledge about like what an I is, what an INTP is, like what friend that person has, like what person they've met before of that trait, and you'll share your own MBTIs and you'll see if it's compatible or not. You might joke about it, like, oh, that's one of the worst ones, and all that kind of stuff. You might think of hypothetical scenarios and ask like how the person would cope with that situation. So like I've noticed that. And in the beginning of my like when I was doing DKDKTV, that's when the MBTI craze started to begin, and I thought it was like, oh, this is so annoying, this is bullshit. But I adopted at the end too, because like I couldn't get into a conversation without like that popping up, because like I recently started a new like CEO meeting, a group. I guess like we just share our info about being a business owner and all that. A little humble group meeting every Monday or something. And yeah, even there, like, because people do their introductions, they want to do the ice breaking thing. They talk about their MBTIs, and it just naturally just pops out. So yeah, I guess I'm Koreanified as well. Yeah. That sounds like my husband, and we've been together for 24 years. INTP husband. I'm INTP as well. We get a bad rep. Most people just run with it. David looks so happy today. Something did happen. Do what? I don't know. Doesn't Korea date based on blood type? Blood type is... No, that is not, like... That is a no-no nowadays. If you talk about blood type, you'll be considered a fossil. Yeah, even my parents... Like, everyone knows blood type is actual bullshit. Like, that is, like, literal bullshit. But the only reason people talked about that in the old days was just for fun. But for MBTI, what is different is, even though it's not, like, actual science, there's, like, a process, right? Like, you survey yourself, you do the questionnaires, and you actually reflect on yourself, and... You know, there's like a chart, and the criteria do seem like, you know, clear cut. You know, you're either introvert or extrovert, and that combinates with another trait, like you're either a feeler or like a thinker or something like that. So it does have like a sense of science to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a feel of it. So it's totally different from blood type. Like blood type is just like, yeah, but that's now not really popular. Yeah, for sure. Where's Anna when you need her? INFJ here. So Subini is so annoyed with Anna whenever she talks about the MBTI talk, because I know they're like close with each other and they always consult about each other's relationships. But like I can just imagine how the talk goes on, and Anna would probably point everything towards like, like Subini talks about like, this guy she's meeting, and then, oh, like, why is he like this and that? And Anna would be like, what's his MBTI? And she would probably say it's this, and aha, I caught you. It's because of that. It's because he's an F or whatever. I can just see it, and Subini's like rolling her eyes, like, ugh, yeah. What's my blood type? I'm the worst of the worst. I'm a B. A B is like the worst blood type out there. So I'm the worst MBTI to date. I'm the worst guy with the worst blood type. Yeah. So if you want to date me, never, never do. Agree. Unhealthy. Find a different icebreaker, David. So like, I wish you guys don't take me in as a culprit for this, because like I'm not the one that initiates the MBTI talk. It's usually the girls that do it, and I have no choice but to like follow it, because nowadays, you know what the reaction is? Like if like most of the young people, like the Gen Z or like a little bit of trendy people, and mostly women are like trendsetters and all that. They're very sensitive to trends, right? And they talk a lot, and guys are a little bit more just reserved, and they're like less social than women. So the image of a nice guy or a like a boyfriend material is that he's trend savvy too. He knows how to hold a conversation. He knows what's going on with life. He's not so like introvert or isolated in himself. So it's like you're expected to a certain extent to know about these things, these trends that are going on in life. So a girl would say like, oh, I'm an INTP or whatever, what are you? And the guy would be like, oh, I don't care about MBTI. Like, I don't know that. It's bullshit. It's not science. If you say something like that, I mean, that's your stance. It's okay to have that kind of opinion, but how the woman's gonna perceive it is like, well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to know about it. Everyone talks about it anyway, so why does he have to be like a cold asshole and think he's like above everybody? Like, that's gonna be the reaction. So it's like I don't care. That's my genuine feeling about it. Like whenever the MBTI talk comes out, like I roll my eyes in my heart as well too. Like it's like, oh, not again. You guys know how much I don't like this subject, but I'm like, not again. But then there's a woman in front of me that I have to impress, and she's trying to engage with the MBTI talk, and I'm like, I gotta pull out all my cards to impress her, or at least like give a good impression. So like I'll put on my social mode and see like, oh yeah, like I'm an INTP, and because I'm like an imaginative person, and I guess that's why I'm creative, and I'm a YouTuber and all that, and like I'm a thinker, and I'm not like emotional. I used to be like this. I have my own repertory ready just for the social settings. So it's like a trained kind of thing that comes out, and it's pretty exhaustive. But once something is like in a trend in Korea, like you gotta be on the bandwagon. If you're not, like, I guess there are people that respect it, and maybe if you seek that kind of person, well, good luck with that. But a lot of people will most definitely talk about that subject. So it doesn't hurt to know and talk about it, just to go on with the flow, right? Yeah. Interesting view. I tend to think that on the whole it's detrimental to social cohesion. I think that too, because it's basically boxing people into certain like 24 categories where people are just so complex, and they have their own hobbies, and they act on different scales and like metrics on different situations, right? Like nobody's like, even though I'm introvert, I became so hype in like Big Bang songs and all that. That doesn't mean, like I can change like a chameleon. So yeah, I do think it's pretty, harmful to society, like categorizing everybody too. But that's also another trait of Korean people too. Like there's an interesting story. My friend yesterday, that the person who traveled a lot, he was raised in the Netherlands, and he came to Korea in a pretty old age. Yeah, and he has a lot of like cultural differences too. And what he said to me was, oh, I forgot. I actually forgot where I was going. Where was I heading? Boxing in people. Yes. So the reason he got burnt out by his occupation is that he used to be a very creative person, but because when he came to Korea, he was kind of forced by society to take the elite course, like the I guess cookie cutter but safe route that a lot of Asian parents put on you. Like, you got to go to like a nice foreign language school, and you got to prepare well for the SAT and go to a nice Sky University, and then go into like a big conglomerate. So he worked in CJ which is a big conglomerate as well. And he had a nice job. It was like a nice and stable job with a good salary. So in terms of the Korean society, there's a label on you, like you are a successful person because you've been through this elite course, and you've checked all the boxes, and you have a nice salary, and your label is, I'm a CJ producer, I'm a CJ marketing director, something like that, right? But he shared his observation and interaction with his foreigner friends the other day, and what was very interesting, you guys like verify if it's right or not. So when he asked, like, when he's like in a global setting and people ask what they do, like, so what do you do? Normally, foreigners will take the approach of saying like, oh, I'm a marketer at this place, and my role is this. I do these kind of tasks, and the project I'm working on is this, and they'll go very into detail of the procedures of their occupation and their roles and all that. Whereas if you ask the same question to a Korean person, they'll just say like, I work at Samsung, I'm an engineer at SK. And that's the most important thing. That's the focus on Korean people. It's the label. But as for foreigners, it's more like what you do, what you're achieving, what your goal is, like what your role is in the company. So he saw like a very big drastic difference in that. And I never noticed that, but I think that's kind of true. Because like Koreans love to label, they love to box and categorize, and they love to just like, it's either this or that, or, you're different or you're the same or whatever, something like that. So I thought that was an interesting observation, honestly. Yes. Your blood type is red? Me too. Did Korea invent the MBTI? No, it's invented by the actual Myers-Briggs, whatever. That person is the inventor of it. Yes. My MBTI is cute. Okay. So MBTI is true then? Bad MBTI and bad blood type? No, it's not. But I guess like if there are people that are, saying that, it's big data at the end, right? And if there are enough testimonies on the internet to confirm whether like this particular MBTI they've met in the past and they have common traits and they're one of the worst people, whatever, like I don't want to reinforce it, but like if people are following that narrative, then the narrative about stereotypes, right? Stereotypes are wrong, but they occur and they happen because in somewhere or sometime that stereotype was like actually observed in a high probability. That's why the stereotype actually happens. And I'm not saying all stereotypes are based on facts or anything, but people will take out tendencies from certain groups or ethnicities or behaviors or whatsoever they see over and over, they observe over and over, and that becomes solidified as a stereotype. So yeah, I think it's pretty much the same as a stereotype, MBTIs. It's like, oh, Yeah, you see, right? Like, you know what they say about INTPs. You see that commonality again. The stereotype and the MBTI prophecy gets like another level elevated and strengthened. I think it's similar to that, maybe. Tell the girls you meet it's exciting to discover who you are, the real relationship. Yeah, I think it could be a good way to have a conversation about, example, how much alone time ones need. Yeah, yeah. As I said, it's a nice icebreaker and opener. Yeah. Y'all eat up those trends. Korea loves a trend. I know. You know, sometimes I feel like we're all like the Pied Piper and the rats, and or like sheep and all that. But yeah, for God's sake, like even jobs sometimes require MBTIs because the employers, the bosses, want a certain type of MBTI as their subordinate and stuff. Hello, Anna Banana from New York. Isn't that Anna's nickname? If you study psychology, do not peddle with the MBTI myth. Myth, yes. Why shouldn't I call out BS topics directly? What kind of start is that to a potential relationship? Pretending. I don't know. Well, I do think I have to challenge you on that because a lot of people, human beings are different and they have different beliefs, right? It's like, for instance, that person I'm meeting right now, like let's say it's a hypothetical person. I'm a Christian. A lot of Koreans and a lot of people out there are atheists. And they think believing in a higher being or God is stupid. They believe that science is what we should rely on. And there was the Big Bang Theory, and then there were atoms, and then microorganisms, and they evolved, the evolution theory, and all that, blah, 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 right? Whereas Christians believe in like the first day God created light and there let there be whatever, and then Earth happened. While like the Bible is like in a figurative speech, like there are many ways of interpreting the Bible in scientific ways too. The thing is, people have different beliefs, different thoughts, and different stuff, and it might not be like practical, or it could be BS at someone points of view, right? So like for instance, my ex-girlfriend, if you saw the podcast, she was very big into shamanism. She always went to a shaman to check on our relationship. And it did give me the ick at the end. But if I see the overall person, like her 90%, the 90% of her traits are great and it's bearable. But it's like that ick factor that's like the 10% or 5%. But if it's not something that's like gonna like actually harm you or like be totally detrimental and toxic to the relationship, I guess like if the MBTI or whatsoever is like a deciding factor for a red flag in a relationship and you can't really just stand it, then like okay. But if it's something of a difference that you can just mediate and be diplomatic about and just accept as like, oh, she's a different human being, and just go on with the show, then I believe finding a middle ground, or maybe sometimes even playing around with it just to please the person you're trying to impress, or if you're still in a relationship, make her happy or entertain her. I think for that sake, it's worth it, right? So, yeah. But like, for one thing though, like if you call, not a lot of people just like calling out their BS. Even I've seen so many cases where there were political points of conflicts, and let's say there's a Trump supporter and there's a Democrat, and they fall in love without knowing their political stances, but one day, like, someone's like, oh, MAGA and Trump and all that. It seems like total BS, and like you'll roll your eyes and like we can't make this happen. But if you look at that person as a human being, then it might be okay too, right? So, I think that's how the world works. Yeah, and while I'm saying that, Excellence is saying my MBTI is CUNT. Okay, I respect that. My MBTI is USDT. As I said before, my MBTI is the USDT. United States Dollar Tether. Yeah. It's kind of the same with uni. I think Koreans care what uni you go to. Dutch people care about what you major in. Yeah, yeah. I think that is a nice um, comparative point. Yes. Um, you did MBTI in school? Okay. Yeah. Uh, the first time I heard of it was in the military, and those dweebs were trying to figure out what Star Wars character we were. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as that. It's like, you're Slytherin or Gryffindor or whatever, and because you're a Gryffindor, you're courageous and uh you can't cope with injustice and all that, and you're Slytherin, you're kind of sly and intelligent and all that. It's like fun. It's like BS, but it's fun, right? Yeah. David is doing a run through for his date small talk. You guys don't like. I'm confident that I do. I never fall out of things to talk about during my dates. And that's one of my strength points because like I am confident that I can entertain a woman for multiple hours without boring her or like being awkward or anything. And it's not that I am allergic with the silences. I actually like that quote from one of my favorite movies. What was it? Damn, it was one of my favorite movies that I can't even pinpoint on it. Shit. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction. There's a line in Pulp Fiction, and there's this one scene where the male protagonist and the female are at like a bowling center or like this American style pub or somewhere, and they're like very silent, but the male protagonist says something about like how silencing the silence is so soothing for him, and it's like great for him, and that was very eye-opening for me because I've never seen anybody actually take that approach before. Like mostly, like even as YouTubers and streamers, the golden rule is never let your audio be empty. Like Korean streamers have that rule. So you're considered a novice and amateur streamer if you let the stream be silent for more than 5 seconds. You have to be a pro yapper. So I use my pro yapper skills in like dating. So that's actually a very great thing. And also I have endless things to talk about because I have like quite a unique job and I have quite many adventures. And as an imaginative person, I do talk a lot about like sci-fi or the future and all that. Like as yesterday, Chan, his name is Seung Chan, and he admitted that he's an I too. But the reason he enjoyed our conversation so much compared to other conversations is that it wasn't superficial or it wasn't like the same. But we talked about whether this is actually the Matrix or not, whether you see glitches, whether the red pill exists, whether Elon Musk's vision about this simulation is right, whether AI technology is going to be the ruin of humanity, how many years do we have, what the current existing AI technology is, how can we combine that with XR and VR right now, ChatGPT and the new NVIDIA chip, and Willow and Google and all that. What's the future of TikTok platforms and social media and Meta and Google, like geopolitics and all that. So like it's very interesting kind of talk, whereas sometimes when you just hang out with people that you don't have much connection to, or just normally it goes about like finances, money, or women, or you just spend useless time like playing games and all that. That's the thing I hate the most. Like I have to call this out, like pro yapper coming out again too, but there is this extremely attractive person that was like almost a dream to meet her. And I had this opportunity to meet this person in real life and in private in a group setting. And I was actually expecting some very entertaining talk with that person about like her life, life as like a extremely, successful and attractive person and all that, her stories and all that. But I guess like I can't judge her by like just that setting, but I kid you not, for 2 hours, 2 hours, I kid you not, it was all about just, just very superficial, what do you call it? Like conversations that evaporate, that don't need any kind of a think process, that are just like very mundane things that I don't really get entertained in, but I pretend that I was entertained in, and I was kind of getting bored. And then after an hour, they suggested let's play Uno, and yeah, we played Uno for more than an hour. And I guess playing games, it might be some people's styles, but like I don't really understand why people play games over and over repetitively for like more than an hour. So yeah, Uno is not even that complex, right? It's not even like Monopoly or any other game. Like imagine playing Jenga for an hour over and over and over again. So that day I kind of learned. I mean, I'm not trying to bash that person or anything. In general, just because the person looks or feels attractive and like an interesting person, it doesn't mean necessarily that person is innately or actually interesting. So that was like that was a very interesting experience for me. Yeah. I just hope he talks this much to the people he's dating. I know yappers whose significant other doesn't even know how to speak in more than a few sentences. I assure you, I'm not like that. Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes it becomes a problem, but because I'm a pro yapper, I know like where to stop and where to begin. So for instance, I know that you guys don't like crypto talk. That's why I confine it to like 1 minute. I just throw a nice interesting talking point, and I try to connect it to like a talking point that the person might be interested in subtly, and I just leave it there. But sometimes like for example, in Ramen and Chill, there's this scene where Minjae was talking about mechanics and like eye tracking technology and AI and all that to his partner in the scene, and the panel was like rolling their eyes, and it was like, bro, you're not supposed to talk about that stuff during a date. Well, fortunately, his date Sonia was very interested in that scene, so they were compatible. But in most of the cases, like if you're on a date and I start talking about like crypto and like the blockchain technology and like all these different currencies and how the US is making it in the reserve and all whatever, people are gonna like, oh really? Oh yeah, like that's interesting. So you gotta like, that's why you have to have nunchi on. You gotta have that probing and scoping ability on what that person's interests are, and you have to like, fish for those topic points, and you have to be very, very attentive on how that person's eyes or like body behavior reacts to certain topics and keywords. So yeah, maybe I should make a dating class. Find a partner whose flaws you can live with and tolerate, and don't go into a relationship thinking you can change the person's faults. Yeah, I do think it's interesting that different cultures place importance on these different metrics. Yeah, not the sorting houses. You're the number one yapper. Thank you. I think I should have. I literally think. Okay, I don't think I will ever actually launch the Hoodie Gang hoodie with like that weird turtle mascot, but I think I might like make an Ivy League style. We call this a mentiment, a sweater, with the lettering like pro yapper or like number one yapper over here. Don't you think that's gonna be funny? If I were to do a stream wearing a sweatshirt that says pro yapper over here, I think that would be funny. Maybe it's just me, but anyways. Is Chumsuni in the studio today? No, she's sleeping at home. Yeah. My MBTI is FUKU. Okay. Okay. I love card games and talking about random things. I like that too, but to an extent. If that goes over an hour and the conversation doesn't get deeper and you keep on playing card games over and over and over again for like an hour, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Yeah. Gotta know your audience, exactly. Are you single now? Yes, I am. I could do stream a quarter, even 3 whole hours worth. I could not do every week or every month. Maybe have Bella do a crypto talk. Yes, I'm gonna meet Bella when I'm in Singapore, so maybe we might have crypto talk. But our points of interest are different. Mine is very speculative. It's like, what is a good investment? And she's like in a very technological approach. She's like actually into the technology and what's going to better our society and how we can connect this to financial instruments and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Whereas I'm like, where can I make the most money? So we have a little bit of a different temperature there. Yeah. Anyways, how long have I been streaming so far? Holy shit, 2.5 hours? The fact that 308 people are listening to my pro yapping is pretty, yeah, great. Oh wow, I got so many PayPals. Yay, you make me happy. The best way to make me happy and brighten up is definitely PayPals and some nice USD, right? Nima, thank you so much for the 20. If you decide to eat, yes, I decided to eat and I had a nice meal. Thank you so much. And Benedicta, thank you for the 10 with, yeah, just pure love. Thank you so much, Benedicta. I can see you're a benevolent person, just like your name. I love Egg Benedict, by the way. Mary, thank you for the 50. Thank you so much. I have to leave a little early today, but thank you for the live, David. Very happy about your potential candidate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will flex that I have avid supporters that send me pocket money to, you know, go on dates and all that. So... Yes, you would get more streams, viewers if you did on Korean broadcast. I do not want to do that because Korean people are on the internet are very harsh. Yes, I'm with you. The most money. Yes, and super chats. Yes, yes, super chats are amazing too. But I have to say, because YouTube takes how much? 45% or something like that of the super chats. PayPal's make me lovely happy. Oh, Hilda, you sent a $2. Oh, yeah, that was a way ago. Oh, Dolly Baby, $5. Yay, I'm Dolly Baby. Thank you for the $5. I'm sorry I didn't notice that, but that came in like an hour ago. Thank you so much for the super chat. Pizza. Pizza. So, yeah, USD, yes, that is my MBTI. And in the meantime, I will go on for a little bit more. But before I go on, you guys load up your questions and talking points for things you want to ask me. But in the meantime, let me introduce you to the best sponsor in the world, Sue House Official. So if you want to connect with international friends in Korea, play and learn in Korean, the all-in-one community for you is Sue House Official. Go to Sue House Official on Instagram. Follow them over here. Get their app on App Store or Google Play Store and check out all their amazing activities. You can go with a mix of international and Korean people in Korea. So there's a Bukhansan hiking. Wow, this is pretty great. And Korean class happening at February 1st. Everybody is welcome on Saturday. So if you want to test out the hiking trails and mountains of Korea and get some makgeolli afterwards, get that nice Korean local experience, go check out Sue House and list up for that. There's a snowball party happening It happened already on Friday 17th, but there are more and more events happening regularly, and you can see the vibe and atmosphere is really amazing. You know, a wide variety of people just mixing together. And I actually know Agatha. She actually recognized me during like a event, and yeah, yeah, she watched DKDKTV before, so she's like a content creator in Korea as well. Oh, I guess she has a Korean boyfriend too. So she went to one of the biggest winter festivals with Suhouse as well. So you can check out these. There's a winter kimchi party. And yeah, all that kind of stuff. Make kimchi, go to ski resorts February 8th. You can book all of these. If you don't want to do these activities all by yourself, yeah, it's always great to have like an organizer and friends with you, right? Oh, she looks cute. Who's she? But maybe I should go to this event. And yeah, let me save this actually. Just kidding. But yeah, Mad Korean class, Meeple Community Cafe, and all that. And Let's Learn Korean in 2025. You can buy their textbooks and Hangang's acclaimed books and set of 3 notebooks over here. All in this all-in-one URL over here. If you click on the URL on the profile of Suhouse's Instagram, you can check out the download links, and you can check out the interfaces over here. You can join the events that are happening. You can look at the testimonials and all that. So yeah, go check out Suhouse Official, and thank you Suhouse for sponsoring another episode. Just to let you guys know that it is always here on the banner section. Where is it? Yeah, it's always here in the banner section over here. So reminding you that it's here, and it's also here as well. Korean for all, study with Suhouse Korean, unique people and fun learning. So thank you Suhouse for sponsoring. Let's go back into the stream. Yes. My David Kim type personality indicator is hoodie. That's too many words. Will Soup be looking to expand into the Western market after all that rebranding? I don't think so. I don't think they stand a chance. Like, the Western world is already dominated by Twitch, right? And even if you consider the sexy content, they have OnlyFans and other stuff, right? So I think Soup is just going to be like a local thing. But I do think they might have a chance in the Asian markets. That's how usually Korean brands expand. For instance, like Line, Naver's Line, they expanded into Japan and a lot of Southeast Asian countries as well. So maybe. But the rebranding, a lot of people are just like laughing over it because everybody knows that Africa TV is very much driven by those sexy cams and all that. So even if they want to brand it into like a very wholesome name, like people really know their reputation, so it's not very effective. How do I let them know I finally went to Suhouse because of you? Really? Did you? Well, definitely tell the organizer or leave a review on the App Store or Instagram. Just leave a comment on the Instagram or whatever. Like, came from KPC, love Suhouse, love your service. I had a blast at the activity or something like that. Just mention KPC so that I can make my clients happy. And Ryan in the chat, I don't think maybe he went to sleep, but he was actually at the Suhouse party too, and he actually went up to the CEO and said like, "Oh, David brought me here," and I was so proud. I'm like, this is what you get for sponsoring on KPC. So please do that. Please do me a favor and do that. Yes. Is there a part of Korea or Korean culture that you feel is underrated or people have not discovered yet? That is a hard question. An underrated Korean culture. Underrated Korean culture. Let's think of it. Underrated. It has to be a little unknown. And specific underrated Korean culture. I don't think this is underrated nor unknown, but it might be new to some people. Because I'm cold right now, I think the Korean floor heating system is underrated. I think it needs to be adopted universally. It might be weird for you guys, but once you actually get used to it, there is nothing like that feeling where your feet are warm, where your butt is warm when you're sitting on the floor and all that. Because we have like a big floor culture and we don't wear shoes in our house, and sometimes people sleep on the floor with just like a little mattress. The floor heating culture, it's called ondor, and it's like a traditional scientific, architectural trait that Korean houses have, and it just carries on to this day. So yeah, the floor heating stuff is amazing in my opinion. Whenever I go to like hotels or overseas housing and stuff, I miss it a lot, because like if you use heaters, the air gets really dry, and sometimes it gets really like stuffy or something like that. But if just the floor is warm for you, like everything else is the same. It's just that the heat is coming up from the ground. It's like a subtle heat that you just can enjoy. Yeah. I walk barefoot sometimes without floor heating. Well, okay, that's great. Yes, because heat rises anyway. Yeah. I like my house cold, bed warm. One thing I noticed about the US is like, wow, they really blast their ACs on. Like I was at a hotel and damn, like people just leave their ACs on and just go out and come back and all that. Like they don't have a sense of like, I'm sorry, but a lot of people I've seen, they don't have a sense of saving electricity or neither the planet, because like from what I've learned by the textbook, operating the AC really just hurts global warming and stuff. So we were taught by the Korean government when we were at school, like always turn off the lights or always turn off the AC or heater, whatever electric devices when you're not using it. Even our government has a policy right now in terms of like air conditioning or heating, like just wear a extra jacket or a hoodie at your home rather than putting up the heat like 27 degrees or something, or something like that. Like turn on the AC for 15 minutes, turn it off, and let the air circulate, and it's gonna be cool anyways. You don't have to turn it on for like 3 hours straight and all that. So there are like pamphlets and government instructions about like saving energy and all that. But when I was in the US, I was surprised because everyone was like, just the AC was coming out constantly from like the Hilton Hotel and all that. So yeah. We have floor heating in Norway. Nothing like a warm bathroom floor early in the morning on 20 minus degrees winter day. I know. Yeah, right. Yes, we do like our AC. Yeah, it was a culture shock for me. Turning it on and off is more expensive. Yes, that is a fact too, but it's more about like an environmental approach for us. Like that's what we got taught. Yes. I have a bathroom floor heating. That would be amazing. I don't have bathroom floor heating. I wish the entire house is like that. What? You only have bathroom floor heating and the house is not like that? Isn't that flipped? Whoa. I mean, it uses more electricity to turn it up and down. That is a fact too. But like what our government teaches us is turn it on for like 10 or 15 minutes and that's enough. Turn it off. And then after like 30 or 40 more minutes, like turn it on again if you have to need it. But like in a lot of cases I saw in the US, they turn it on just straight for like 5 hours, 6 hours. Even if you're not at home, you want to be like cool when you get back. So like I was like, whoa, I felt guilty as a person, even though I'm not in control of the central AC or whatever, but the hotel was just like, just blasting the AC constantly on. So yeah, that was like, whoa, okay. I was always told it'll make the AC break if you switch it on and off too often. We actually broke ours in college like that. I usually turn mine on. Yeah. Turn mine down so it won't come on while I'm gone. How would you describe the current media landscape in Korea? Which media outlets still play a role in shaping opinion? Is Yonhap a reasonably be objective news source? Well, every media agency in the world has its own leaning stance, right? So MBC is very progressive, JTBC is very progressive, KBS aims to be neutral, incredible, but it does have like political dynamics, so it does shift its stance according to who's in the administration. And then Channel A, TV Joseon, and all the cable news channels, they're pretty much all conservative. SBS is, I think, maybe conservative, neutral, but yeah, like I think nowadays because the progressive agenda is very powerful because of the martial law and all that, MBC and JTBC is gaining a lot of clout and hype. Yeah, but Yonhap and YTN, those two are like outliers. They're one of the more neutral ones. They're just like straight news. It's not very opinionated. Their headlines are just very dry. So if you want to get like unbiased news or just like factual stuff, then Yonhap and YTN would be like a good pick. But if you would want like more progressive news and stuff, MBC and all that, yeah. But I guess like as a foreigner, you would be more used to like English news. So Arirang always tries to be very neutral. But I would say it's still a little bit more conservative, in my opinion. Yeah. Yes. You have to read the room. Yes. mm, 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 mm. Yeah, anyways. Okay, wow, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. And we've been going on for 2.5 hours plus 10 minutes. And I have a meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. and I actually need to prepare some stuff. So I don't want to embarrass myself of getting the duration up to 3 hours again and seem like a jobless person. People are going to come at me even more since TikTok is out of the window, and yeah, they're like, oh, go to McDonald's and get a new job, get a real job and stuff like that. But yeah, I will wrap it up over here. But a little take on TikTok before we even do like the thorough conversation with John on, I think, probably Wednesday. Nice sweater, David. Thank you. I love this sweater because it actually has my dog on it. It's not my actual dog, but it's like the same breed, and it looks pretty similar with Darong, so I love it. My cousin gifted it to me. But on TikTok, I mean, it was pretty obvious. Everyone saw it coming. Like, you know, if you had a decent understanding of global politics, geopolitical, you know, dynamics and stuff, everyone in a sane mind would have seen like America banning TikTok, because, you know, social media is such a powerful tool in the 21st century, and America has to be the center. Like, they need to have control of all that information because information is the most valuable asset of our era, right? So it has to be a controllable country by the U.S. government, such as American-based, at least taxable. I guess TikTok is taxable too, so I was wandering off a little bit there. But like, you know, Meta and Google is a little bit more America-friendly, and TikTok is just basically Chinese-based, and in the beginning there were concerns about backdoor, security breaches and identity thefts, and that all being reported to the CCP and all that. And yeah, it's definitely bigger than the social media narrative. It's just about the global superpower hegemony and paradigm shift that is happening. That has happened from the dawn of the earth and human beings. Like empires rise and go down and all that. There are people betting on China more than the U.S. There are people that say the U.S. is a superpower that's never going to topple down. There are people saying that the U.S. is going to meet its own destruction by a civil war or divide or whatever, polarization and all that. I don't know. We don't know what's in the future, but one thing that was an observational fact was that the U.S. wouldn't leave TikTok like that. And the young generation was becoming more and more dependent on the platform because of its superior algorithm and more addictive and, I guess, to some people, more informational and fast content, right? So yeah, it was bound to happen. I don't know, like, if whether Trump is actually going to get that 90-day extension for to buy some time for like Elon Musk or Mr. Beast and his investors to buy it or not. It I would be very surprised to see that happen because like TikTok would be very expensive, right? And I just don't see any reason for companies like Meta or Google to actually acquire the company because like if TikTok is out of the game, then the outflow is going to come into their own platform. So the only plausible, reasonable approach would be Elon Musk because he does have X and he is interested in social media, but he doesn't have like a short form video based platform, right? So like Elon Musk, he has all the money in the world too, so it is definitely a plausible option, and I only see that as an angle. The Mr. Beast news coming out, I guess like he has like a lot of billionaire investors too, but like would that be enough to acquire TikTok? I don't think so. It has to be someone like a Elon Musk or Jensen Huang level person to acquire Amazon Jeff Bezos level to acquire TikTok at this point. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I was pretty much detached about this subject because I never started TikTok. It's pretty indifferent for me, but I don't want to be very like, no, I told ya, or like I don't want to be like celebrating or anything about this because I did see a lot of my friends and people that had a decent amount of income. And actually, some people depended on the platform for their livelihood. So, like, imagine something happened to YouTube, like they're banning YouTube in Korea, then I would definitely lose all my income at once, right? So, I don't want to make fun of it or anything, but like just as a objective point of view, it was bound to happen in my perspective. So, I always gave my 2 cents to my fellow creators that were focusing too much on TikTok, thinking that the algorithm was pushing them favoritively relative to Instagram and YouTube. I was like, it's good. TikTok success is good, but you need to know the stakes and you need to be wary of like how the media, the paradigm is shifting, how the global dynamics are shifting. So my only advice to my friends, were like, don't put your eggs in one basket. That's like investing 101. Your career should be like that too. So like, don't risk it all on one platform. Just, make some content or like at least re-upload it on Instagram or Shorts or whatever. But they say that TikTok has a superior algorithm and it pushes your content even further to more audiences, and it's easier for grassroots content creators to get more fame and popularity. So yeah, that was a big advantage, but I feel bad for the people who lost their livelihoods or their incomes from the platform disappearing. And that's just basically it. Yeah, but at the end, in the grand scheme of things, in the long run, I think TikTok is just going to diminish overall because, as I said, it's going to be a chain effect. Already, there are bans all over the world. Like one of the biggest populations in the world, India has already banned it for a while. Um, America has, the U.S. has banned it. So who's left? You know, there's Southeast Asia too, but like there are different, you know, language barriers and all that, and the U.S. is definitely where all the money flows. So all that kind of money and hype, that is very important for a platform, right? So yeah, I don't think the future is super bright for TikTok. It definitely has its domestic hype as Douyin in China, so that's not gonna wither out. But in a global scale of things, if there's an exodus or a migration to like Instagram or you know YouTube or whatsoever, I think people are just gonna follow and they won't have any other option. So yeah, it is what it is. But let's see. There might be like a turn of events where Trump really comes in and sweeps in and becomes the savior of the day. A lot of people are expecting that, right? Because of that notice that appears on TikTok right now saying like, fortunately, President Trump, we're in talks with President Trump to make, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So who knows? Who knows? But I thought Trump always hated TikTok because it's from China, right? But in his recent speech, he did mention that he got like billions of views on that TikTok platform. So he actually phrased it as we should consider keeping that sucker around for a while. It was very witty, but he did give out like a sentiment that it was advantageous for him. So maybe it had some kind of benefit merit in it. So like maybe we could keep it around, but I don't know. Yeah. Well, that was short-lived, I know, right? Many people have TikTok addiction, so much specifically at work. I think, I'm very careful because a lot of livelihoods have been affected by this. But like, I've always been pretty much very anti TikTok and short form in general because for human society, like attention spans shortening and everyone having ADHD and people just craving more sentimental and more bigger stimulus over time. I just don't think that is good for the human brain and the development of humanity in general. So people are losing their like comprehensive, like, what do you call it, their thoroughness of like thought procedures, and so they just want results immediately. They want instant dopamine, they want instant gratification, and they don't dig into fact checking, and they don't really like process anything before they get it from TikTok and says like, oh, I saw it from TikTok and this person said this and that. And that's why like politics get more polarized and stuff too. So yeah, I thought there were more cons than pros in TikTok personally, but I was totally fine with it like as a platform and people making a living out of it. So like, who am I to say anything about that? But yeah, the ban might have like a nice effect in those kind of psychological or behavioral terms, humanity wise, maybe. Yeah. So there are a large amount of people saying it's good riddance. Yeah. It's back up, really? It's already back up? What? It's already back up? It's working now? Wow, okay. TikTok is back? How'd that happen? Yeah, but let's see how long this goes. So whoever acquired it, or if it's like a temporary extension, let's see. Critical thinking is going. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. TikTok. Okay, statement from TikTok. Thank you, Elizabeth. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the progress of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service. So I guess there is an extension after all. So Trump actually delivered. Okay. Oh, can't watch live streams though. Is CapCut back too? Because well, I'm not affected, but CapCut is actually great in editing. Yeah. It's not available on the App Store. I just checked. Maybe there's a lot of confusion, but anyways, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm pretty much detached over it, but yeah, if it's affecting a lot of livelihoods and all that, maybe it should stay. But yeah, let me see if there's actually an update on it. Da, da, da. We're living in very interesting times, right? TikTok live. Whoa, I'm looking at YouTube right now, and people are like, TikTok is gone, how will we survive? Ban, like, as of now, there isn't any updates about it going... Oh, TikTok is back. Okay. Okay, so, like, some people are live streaming about TikTok is back. TikTok is now back online. Stop playing in our faces. So, yeah, it is back. It's unbanned. Okay. So, it's going on. Okay. So, good for you. Good for all the TikTokers. Right? So, yep. We'll probably need clarity on if it's back for good or if it's like temporary. So, at least it's good for the TikTokers because they have like a chance, right? This means there's an opportunity that it might survive. But yeah. I put up a post on Instagram story saying rest in peace TikTok. There was like this meme post and I posted it, so maybe I have to take it down now because it's fake news. CEO of TikTok will be at the inauguration tomorrow. So, well, that speaks a lot, right? Anyways, guys, we're at the 2 hour and 56 minute point, and I really don't want that clock to have that 3 mark on it. 3 hour mark on it. So that was it for today, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you're interested in supporting me and extra content, please go check out Patreon at patreon.com/KoreanPizzaclub. And any extra support on PayPal will be appreciated. Cup of coffee is great too. And check out Piroso if you want authentic Korean products. Use the coupon code KPC for a 10% discount. And check out Sue House. Thank you for sponsoring the live stream, Sue House. And I will go to sleep and have my nice, probably 6 hours of sleep and get up and work a little bit and attend the meeting. And I will see you guys on Wednesday, probably. I think Wednesday is the most, probable live stream date. But, yeah. See you, everybody. And peace out. Have a nice day. And,